All righty, welcome to Real Talk here on Shelbyville now. It is June the 19th,
Yes, it is.
Thursday. It's a
Yes, it
federal
is.
holiday for,
Yes.
what is it, Juneteenth, I think is the
Juneteenth.
holiday.
That's right. That's
All right,
Juneteenth
but
holiday. A
we're
lot of
not,
people off of work today.
I
So
had to work,
yeah,
and
I
I
did.
guess you did
I did
too. We had
appraisals. People are still borrowing money, believe it or not, on
unreal.
holidays.
But we're going to dive into this Israeli-Iranian situation
Yes.
and President Trump's activity for the last 24 hours, and we're going to go through some things that have happened in the last 24 hours that's interesting to watch, and maybe it's giving us some clues at what could happen, or who knows. We don't know what's going to happen. But let's back up to last night. Actually, last night, earlier in the evening, our time, in the 8 to 9 o'clock range, Iran did lob some missiles over, and I
Yes.
think it was about 15. There were a few hits. Most of them were taken out by the Iron Dome.
Yeah, but they did hit a hospital.
Okay, now that happened this morning.
Well, yeah, that was later. Yeah,
actually, the sun was already up over there when
yeah.
this one hit, and there was a few missiles, but Iran said basically a military administrative building was hit, but it actually was a hospital that was hit, and the hospital was evacuated. They knew it was coming. So that raises a red flag up on, okay, how did Israel know it's coming? That lets you
Exactly.
know that there's somebody on the other side tipping them off.
Yes,
Maybe.
Well, I mean, I'm glad that they evacuated. I believe they had injuries, no deaths, like 60 injured. That's amazing, considered the hospital got
Yeah.
hit by a missile.
The fifth floor was hit, which was, I forget what it was, a neurological unit.
Yeah.
And that fifth floor was totally empty when the missile hit. That's pretty amazing.
And the missiles are flying through the air. I've been watching it nightly, like we said in our last broadcast, about 9 or 10 our time. They're hitting early in the morning, and it's just a barrage of missiles coming through, and most of them are getting intercepted. But there's a few that get through, and they come through quick.
Them hypersonic missiles, when they come through, I was reading the comparisons between their three missiles, and their top missile travels at Mach 13, which is 13 times the speed of sound, which is 3,000 miles an hour, basically.
It makes the ones
it's more than that. Actually.
It makes the regular missiles in the air seem like they're just crawling.
They're standing still. Look like turtles compared to a jackrabbit.
So they're still hitting missiles. They're still throwing missiles, shooting missiles, but the way I understand is their capabilities of the amount of missiles that Iran can.
Well, they had them stockpiled, but they have been whittling them down, so they're getting some smaller numbers. Now, the question is, a lot of people think China has been supplying them with some additional supplies. They've had cargo planes go in that they can't track.
Yeah.
They've lost track of them coming from China. There's just a lot of things that happened this morning. The guy running under Netanyahu, I can't remember his name. He was like a defense minister of some sort. Said that Iranian leader, whatever his name is, Khomeini or whatever his name is, can no longer exist after he's targeted this hospital.
Yeah.
And then about an hour later, Donald Trump comes out and says he's going to wait up to 2 weeks before he gives the command to do anything.
Up to 2 weeks.
Up to 2 weeks.
So just a few nights ago, there were a couple of B-2s going over.
They actually
sent out, and that right there had a lot of people on edge. I mean, what the B-2s, they carry the big bombs, and when you see a couple going, it's a sign. But nothing was accomplished. But this 2 weeks here, I mean, I think that it gives a chance for a real decision to be made. I mean, I don't know how many more times we can warn Iran, but they continue to just throw. And in the middle, we have these citizens that are just they're evacuating. But this leader, I would say I would have to agree with that. He's going to have to be taken out, and I'm not too. I bet you it won't be too long. It might not be
this
within
weekend.
2 weeks.
I think this weekend he'll disappear.
I think that a drone strike will be probably right on him somehow. I mean, it's obvious that they have folks on the ground, our folks or Israel folks on the ground in Iran. I mean,
I hope we don't have Americans on the ground, but there's a possibility.
No.
Who knows?
Oh, there's a possibility, but I guarantee they're Israelis, I'm sure, and they've got a very sophisticated defense system. But they're on the ground, and look, I think that this might be This might be it for Iran. I mean, this could be, as far as the government as they know it. It's a religious faction, and you cannot. The only way to get rid of that faction is to eliminate it, and that's a sad situation. But the terrorism that it's put on the whole earth since it's really become radicalized in 1979, it's just really it's a shame that the people living there have to go through this. But I think that they could rebuild a new government, but they need to do it. The people need to do it. I mean, it's going to be like the Wild West out there.
And there's no way that the United States or Israel can go in and occupy like they did in Afghanistan.
No.
Or Iraq or Syria. All the chips has fallen. You got rid of the Houthis are pretty much about gone.
Mm-hmm.
Hamas has basically been smashed off into the Mediterranean Sea, and then Syria, the guys up there, I can't even think of a name now, but they were lobbing missiles into Israel. They've been about destroyed. Yeah. The last cog of violence is Iran. And I think they're more bark than they are bite, because we've been hollering they're 2 weeks away from nuclear missiles for the last 40 years.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if this intelligence is true. Tulsi Gabbard, she came out and said this is 12 to 18 months away. If they wanted to pursue them, it would take that long. And that's based on U.S. intelligence that she received last week.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It was still, all right. Netanyahu comes up and says, it's going to be like a few days. Who knows?
Well, I would think that the person closer to the scene may know. I don't know. We don't know. Tulsi probably don't know. The only people that know are the people that are around those right now. I would go on and guess to say that they do have some type of nuclear weapons, but I don't know.
They don't. They would have already used them, I think.
You're probably right.
But here's the thing that bothers me the most. You got your typical warmongers, Lindsey Graham, Tom Cotton, Ted Cruz, the guy that went with Lindsey, I can't even think of it, Blumenthal.
Mm-hmm.
They're all saying bomb them, bomb them, bomb them, and there's a lot of people behind closed doors saying bomb them, bomb them, bomb them, because they got to have a war.
Yeah,
they got to be blowing up some country. It's the money. That's the industrial military complex.
And nobody's talking about Ukraine, Russia during this.
It's Russia's wearing them out right now.
It's still a war, and that's I think that with the Iranian deal, just back to that, Russia and China. I think that they are probably supporting them somehow, but I think that it's just for them now. It's almost not in their best interest to support Iran. It's a lost cause.
I want to talk about something else too, Josh. I'm sorry. I just talked to Josh a few minutes ago. He got me up to date on some things we're going to talk about this weekend.
He's a very fine man, but no, sir, I'm not him.
But Bo, I am alarmed that there are so many people sitting back and wondering, well, what's this got to do with me? Why should I even care? And that bothers me that somebody would even ask that question.
Yes.
Why should I care? What does this do? We're talking about World War III.
Yeah,
that's a major impact on everybody.
Do you have
in Bedford County?
Do you have grandkids? Do you have children? Do you have neighbors? Do you have people you go to church with? If a war breaks out, then that means that potentially those young bodies that would go off and have to fight, for the freedom of our country.
But the biggest thing that I can see happening of what it would do for us if we were in World War III, I don't see. It could happen. They could lob missiles over here. There's capabilities out there that can reach us. I don't see that happening in this instance, but there's going to be an economic effect that's going to devastate the world.
No doubt.
Okay, if this thing goes into a world war,
yeah.
We're messed up for 5 years, and if you see that coming, you have time to prepare for it.
So
somewhat.
So to answer the question is how does it affect me? Well, it affects your heart by the people you're going to serve, and your pocket by the money.
Well, you got to figure out how you're going to feed your family.
Exactly.
You got to figure out how to protect your family.
Right.
If something bad were to happen locally, because when stuff like this happens and chaos goes out, society crumbles.
When a world war is enacted, it is a world war. That means war on every front.
And that means right here on this turf, and I'm not talking about the enemy, people can turn.
Yes.
And we've got so many illegals in here,
yes.
Probably a million terrorists that are sympathizers with them.
Yes.
They will be attacking here. We've got to be on guard for that.
We do.
So what do you got to go through a checklist of things to be prepared.
There are several.
Prepare for the worst and pray.
You do. That's the best. I can't put it any better than that.
So those people that want to bury their heads in the sand. That's fine. I can understand not wanting to face reality.
Yeah, I know it is. It's scary. It's bloody, and it's not good
I just
to look
swallowed
at.
a bug that was flying around.
Good,
here.
because it's been bothering me. I'm glad you got it.
I got him. But it bothers me, and it's concerning to see people that I know not even know that this is going on.
I know it.
How do you avoid?
Well, you can't. I don't know. You have to totally disconnect. I mean, I get it. I'd rather be sitting in the woods and just nothing going on, and I do, and I like to enjoy my quiet time, but I have to stay plugged into what's happening as a nation, in the government, politically. I know it's not maybe directly that moment affecting me, but it has the potential to cause a huge influence over everyone's life.
Yeah.
And that's what this government is. It's a government by the people, for the people. And I feel I take that serious. So yeah. I'm one person. I know we've got
a lot of work to do on that, because we don't have any representation right now.
No, we don't.
I don't feel like we do.
But it takes each individual, and it takes you wanting to get involved and loving this country and seeing the people that have sacrificed before, that have died for this country. I know that to a lot of people, that doesn't really hit home because they don't see it, but that's what I think a citizen should do, and that's why it should affect you.
Yeah.
Sorry for going long.
We gotta.
I think that's important.
We gotta pay attention to what's going on, and it's not the war is one thing. The tariffs are another issue. Then we've got all the things that are happening domestically here, where you've basically had riots. They've stopped.
Burning down.
All right.
LA.
They're supposed to start back this weekend.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. In some major cities, they're going to come right back out with this not no kings deal. It's coming back.
Oh,
all
well,
right. So
I don't get it. I mean, if that's what they want to do, it would be more beneficial if you went and watched a movie or went and helped your neighbor. But instead, they decide to burn down. So, I ignore that. I pay attention to it because, I mean, I'm not too smart to think that this couldn't happen right here.
Okay. Did you see Whoopi Goldberg?
I don't know.
Yesterday.
I don't look for her, but
she's an absolute idiot.
I'm glad
she gets on there and she says they were comparing life in the USA compared to life in Iran. And they said they would be better off in Iran than they would in the United States. I say, get on the jet and land your rear end over there and stay.
No, their TV station would have been blown up that they were recording that. Whoopi Goldberg is old news and shouldn't be discussed. I'm glad you watched it, so I didn't have to. Thank you, David. Appreciate that.
So we've got a lot of things happening, and we need to be aware. So where are the sources for what's going on? If you would like to go and tap into things, there's 2 websites, actually YouTube channels at night that monitor what's taking place in the Middle East.
Yes.
And it's pretty good. One of them is called No Agenda TV or Agenda Free TV.
Yes, Agenda Free TV.
And then another one called The Enforcer. The Enforcer are 2 military guys that are American that know what's going on, and they have unbelievable connections to what's happening on the ground.
And they're up to date currently, I mean, constantly all through the day. And the Agenda Free TV, the guy on there, he just tells it like it is. There's a forum for the reports to come through, but the cameras are live, around 9 or 10 o'clock our time. It starts to get a little crazy there. You can
start seeing what's happening.
It's real. It shows you hear the sirens and all that. But yeah, I would definitely check out those 2, Agenda Free TV on YouTube and the Enforcer and
on YouTube. It's not on YouTube TV. It's just regular YouTube. So you can go on and just hit their live stream. It's free. It don't cost anything. Yeah. It's pretty awesome. One other thing I want to talk about, Elon Musk has been real quiet over the last couple of weeks since the spat he had with Donald Trump. I think they're back on speaking terms now. But last night, SpaceX missile blew up off the launch pad, the 10th rocket in a row they've had problems with down in South Texas. So that's a struggle. And Elon also got in the news. People probably hadn't seen it, but he activated Starlink over Iran so that the citizens of Iran could tap in and use it because they've shut down the internet there.
Yes, I mean but
he's opened up Starlink over there. So.
And the failure on the rocket, look, that's just another way of progress. That's how he thinks of it, and that's how he should. That's another kink for him to work out, and he's gonna have that thing flying before long. But I'm glad that the spat has has died down a little bit. I think we're close to a handshake and a hug. I don't know.
So here's another thing, but I don't know if you saw the Tucker Carlson Ted Cruz interview last night.
I heard
it was on. It was like they were going back and forth, and they were gaslighting each other, and I thought they were going to come to blows, but they kept on, and Tucker called him out on a lot of things. As far as he asked him point blank, "Have you taken any money from Israel? Mm-hmm. How much does Israel support you?" Mm-hmm. I mean, he called him red-handed, handing the cookie jar of why. Okay, there's a lot of that, but Israel has so much influence on our politicians. They have more influence on our politicians than we as citizens do at this point.
And that's not right.
And that's where it's at. It's the money.
We have Israel. We are a friend to Israel, but we are Americans. We have an independent nation that we should concentrate on.
It's not looking like it. We're spending more money on foreign wars than we are on our homeless in America, and that's pathetic.
It is. All right,
and we got veterans. We got veterans living on the streets, and we're trying to blow up another country.
Yeah, no, that's mic drop. End of story.
End of story.
Yes.
All right, Joe Finch, it's good seeing you in there.
Yes, for sure.
But we just want to try to keep everybody on top of things. And if you would like a daily update on a world intelligence report, I've got a little list started.
I like it.
If you would just send your email address to me at admin@shelbyvillenow.com, I'll get you added to that daily list. And in the morning, you'll start getting this. And it is generated using AI, scrubbing the entire internet, trying to find out the latest.
That's right.
And it's put in a report form, and I kind of shape it up and then send it out. But it's up to date every morning.
It's sourced
around 8:30.
Information too.
The sources are listed, so you can go look for yourself on this stuff. And it's not hearsay; it's facts that are taking place. But it also gives conclusions and analysis of it.
It puts it in a nice bundle.
Yeah.
So you can just
if you
go
would
over
like to see that. That's admin@shelbyvillenow.com. Just ask for your address to be added and send your email address to me, and I'll get you added.
Yeah.
But we're going to close down now. And Bo, if something drastic happens, we need to get back on here and talk about it.
We will.
But
definitely.
For now, that'll be it till probably first of the week. And
right.
I bet we have something Saturday coming.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's hold our breath and pray. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
All righty.